Violence rocks Bengal's Bhannagar over Waqf Act. Vehicles were torched, police personnel attacked during protests in South 24 Pargana district. Police report over 200 arrests in Murshidabad as people who had fled are now returning home. Violence erupted in Bhannagar in South 24 Pargana in West Bengal on Monday during protests against the Waqf Amendment Act 2025. Even as violence affected areas in the state's Murshidabad district were slowly limping back to normality, with no major incidents reported in the past 36 hours. The violence erupted during protests by a gathering called by Indian Secular Front leader and MLA Naushad Siddiqui. A mob attacked police personnel and set 5 motorbikes used by the police on fire in the Sonepur Bazar area of Bhannagar. A prison van was attacked and some police personnel sustained injuries in the violence and stone throwing. 200 arrested. Earlier in the day, George Shamim, Additional Director General of Police Law and Order, said that no major violence was reported in Murshidabad and the number of arrested crossed 200. Mr. Shamim said that the process to return people who fled their homes in the violence-affected areas and took shelter in Malda district had started. The police officer said that 100 to 200 people fled the area by crossing a river and took shelter in a school at Barishna Nagar in Malda district. Opposition parties, particularly the Bharatiya Janata Party, alleged that about 400 people from Murshidabad fled their homes to escape violence. BJP State President Sukanta Majumdar visited one of the camps on Monday. He said that women at the camps complained that their homes were torched and their properties were destroyed. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee appealed for peace and said people can hold protest after obtaining permission. She urged people to restrain themselves against provocation. Chokasi arrested in Belgium amid India push for extradition. Belgium authorities confirmed on Monday that they have Mehul Chokasi, the fugitive diamond businessman, in custody after he was arrested over the weekend. He was wanted along with his nephew Nirav Modi in a case by Punjab National Bank alleging loans frauds worth 13,578 crore. The Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) has been pursuing his extradition since 2018 when he left the country. Mr. Chokasi is an Antigone citizen now and had moved to Belgium a few years ago, reportedly for cancer treatment. Parties lay claim to Ambedkar's legacy, accuse each other of betraying national icons' ideals. Delhi's three major political parties, the Aam Aadmi Party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, and the Congress, accused each other of betraying the ideals of Dr. Ambedkar and their events to commemorate the national icon's 134th birth anniversary on Monday. AAP national convener Arvind Kejriwal hit out at the BJP and the Congress for putting up a facade of respect towards Dr. Ambedkar out of political compulsion, while Delhi BJP chief Virendra Sachdeva held the previous AAP government guilty of betraying Babasaheb Ambedkar's dreams. Delhi Congress President Devendra Yadav attacked the BJP rule center for executing RSS agenda by diluting reservation policies. The three parties celebrated Ambedkar Jayanti by holding special events at their party offices. BJP National President JP Nadda paid floral tributes and Dr. Ambedkar National Memorial on Alipur Road, and the party's Delhi unit organized events across the city's 256 mandals. BJP's organizational terminology for a grouping of polling booths. Mr. Kejriwal presided over the events at the AAP headquarters on 1 Ravi Shankar Sugla Lane, while the function at the Congress Delhi office 2 Rouse Avenue DDDU march was chaired by Mr. Yadav. The AAP chief fired the first salvo by attacking the BJP government in Delhi for dismantling the advances made in the education sector in the last 10 years. When our government was formed, we transformed government schools, made them excellent. For a decade, we didn't allow private schools to increase fees and held them in check. But since the BJP came to power, parents are being looted, he said. They call themselves followers of Baba Sahib Ambedkar, who emphasized the importance of education. Show me a state where their government improved the education sector, he added. AAP's Delhi in charge Saurabh Bhardwaj alleged that the BJP did not fulfill its promise made ahead of the assembly election of providing scholarship and financial grants to scheduled caste SC students. They promised to provide rupees 1,000 monthly stipends to Dalit students pursuing technical and vocational education in ITIs and skill centers. Even this basic support hasn't been provided, he said, referring to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's stipend scheme, for which Chief Minister Rekha Gupta, who also holds the finance portfolio, had set aside Rs 5 crore in the 2025-26 budget. Mr. Bhardwaj also criticized the government for falling short on its promises to Dalit students of doubling their pre-matric and post-matric scholarship and giving a grant of rupees 50,000 to those getting admitted to top-ranked institutions. Only grand dreams. Hitting back, the Delhi BJP chief said during its tenure, AAP exploited Dalits and other oppressed communities by showing them Baba Saheb's images but doing nothing for their advancement. He accused the previous AAP dispensation of showing grand dreams, of revamping the colonies inhabited by Supreme Court community members, SC community members, but spending less than half of the promised amount on the redevelopment works. AAP came up with schemes for Dalits, OBCs, other backward classes, minorities, and EWS, economically weaker section people, but none of those materialized on ground, he alleged. CM announces civic works in her Shalimar Bagh seat. Chief Minister Rekha Gupta inaugurated for public parks and laid foundation stones of a few of projects in her assembly seats of Shalimar Bagh on Monday. We envision a city that meets the demands of its people today while having a strong foundation to meet the needs of future generations also, he said. She said she laid the foundation stones for the construction of a road and drainage system in Ambedkar Colony in Haidarpur area. Telangana government formalizes categorization of SCs for guaranteeing separate quotas. The Telangana government has notified the implementation of the Telangana Scheduled Caste Realization of Reservation Act 2025. The state has issued a gazette notification with April 14, 2005 as the appointed day for categorization of scheduled caste SCs into three groups. Telangana has become the first state in country to operationalize the classification of the scheduled castes after the Supreme Court's landmark judgment on August 1 last year, upholding the constitutionality of sub-classifying the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes STs to grant separate quotas for the most marginalized group within these communities. The government took into consideration the contents of the apex court's verdict, empirical data, social, economic, education, employment, and political status of the scheduled caste communities in the categorization into three groups of for implementation of the rule of reservation. Accordingly, 15 subcaste categorized as most backward had been classified as Group 1 with 1% reservation. Though these groups constitute 0.5% of the population, the government had decided to provide them with 1% reservation with a view to provide educational and employment opportunities to the most backward among the scheduled castes. In all, 18 subcastes of the total 59 which received marginal benefits have been placed under Group Second with 9% reservation, while 26 subcastes that were relatively better placed in terms of opportunities were placed in Group Third with 5% reservation. The cabinet subcommittee headed by Minister for Irrigation N. Uttam Kumar Reddy and co-chaired by Minister for Health C. Damodar Raja Narasimha handed over the first copy of the Gazette notification to Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy on Monday. Mr. Raja Narasimha said 33 of the 59 subcastes were continuing in the same group in which they were placed in the past, and there was shuffling of only 26 subcastes constituting 3.43% of the SC population. Requirement to government jobs would forthwith be based on the categorization of the SC communities, he said. The youth from these communities have been exhorted to avail of the opportunity, said Mr. Raja Narasimha, adding the categorization would not be applicable to the vacancies already notified. The state government had announced its resolve to enhance the reservation for SCs further based on data obtained after 2026 census. West Bengal teachers take protests to Delhi to keep up stir till jobs are secured. A section of aggrieved teachers from among the nearly 26,000 who lost their jobs following the recent Supreme Court order in the West Bengal teacher recruitment scam case left for New Delhi on Monday. Broadening their stir beyond the state, they are journeying to the national capital by bus and intend to conduct leaf-felt campaigns in several states en route. A demonstration has been planned at Delhi's Jantar Mantar on April 16. Almost 65 of our peers have left for Delhi today. They will stop in multiple districts of Bihar, Jharkhand and Uttar Pradesh to protest and make people aware of our plight. We want to reach the common people of the nation. Mehboob Mandal, one of the spokesperson of the Deserving Teachers' Rights Forum, and told The Hindu protests are set to continue across multiple districts in West Bengal on April 18-19. On April 22, the teachers will conduct a march from Sialda to Raj Bhavan in Kolkata. Candidates list. Meanwhile, the West Bengal School Service Commission WBSSC has sent a list of candidates to the State Education Department for cross-verification, a senior official said on Monday. The list, dispatched on April 13, reportedly segregates candidates affected by the Supreme Court's April 3 order. Education Minister Bharatiya Basu and earlier said, "We will ask the WBSSC to publish the list according to the CBI's funding." NCERT comes under fire over Hindi titles in English textbooks. Kerala General Education Minister V. Sivan Kutti on Monday criticized the reported decision of the National Council of Education Research and Training (NCERT) to use Hindi titles for English medium textbooks, describing it as an serious irrationality and a cultural imposition that undermines the country's linguistic diversity. He urged that replacing long-standing English titles which foster sensitivity and understanding among students with Hindi titles such as Miridangam and Santur is inappropriate. This change, he contended, contradicts Kerala's commitment to preserve linguistic diversity and prioritize regional cultural autonomy. The NCERT's decision undermines federal principles and constitutional values, the minister said. Textbooks titles, he noted, are not merely labels. They shape students' perceptions and imagination. Therefore, English medium students should have English titles in their textbooks, he said. He called upon the NCERT to review and withdraw this decision and urged all states to unite against such impositions.